Salutations, my lords and ladies. Yes, we are back at it again. Yes, we are back at it again for another full connoisseur review of a movie we want to talk about. Today, we are talking about the one, the only Iron Lung movie made by the one and only Markiplier. Round of applause in the chat. Rounds of applause in the video itself. Editors, get on that. Let's get it. Today, we're gonna be talking about Iron Lung. Honestly, this was a movie that a lot of us were just waiting for to just check it out. Luckily, we all got to go see it at different points in time and actually just like watch it. And then today we want to just talk about it, go into it, and honestly just like, really give props to it, especially because this was a movie fully funded, fully worked on by Markiplier. And honestly, it's just good to see that. And honestly, it got like #1 in the box office as well and became #1 movie, beating out Send Help. That was also kind of crazy. So we just want to give it the attention that it's due and just talk about it today. How are y'all feeling today, guys? It's always good to have y'all here doing this connoisseur thing. Everybody doing?
I'm good.
Word.
I'm great.
Perfect. I'm glad to have y'all today. I'm glad to have y'all with me today. All right, we'll be going over today, as I did say. So let's just, if you haven't, but like I'm gonna say this before, like I always say in all our movie reviews, this is spoilers ahead. This is gonna be a full spoilers video. So if you haven't watched Iron Lung, get out of here, go watch it, and then come back to us, please and thank you. But I just warned y'all, spoiler learners ahead. So let's get into it.
Beginning at descent. Cruising depth in roughly 40 seconds. Stand by. I'm seeing some voltage irregularities in the instruments, so keep an eye out for sparks or flames or anything like that. Approaching maximum depth. The hole's feeling it, but it's still holding strong. Closing porthole shielding. We're starting to lose radio signal. You'll be at cruise depth soon, so repeating and be careful. You're on your own. Good.
First things first, my friends, my constituents, my connoisseurs, we just got to talk about it. Hands down, just overall, before we go into nit and gritty, overall, what was y'all thoughts about the movie? Like giving it a rate, giving it just a feeling, just overall, just straight up. I'm gonna go with Machi first because he is the master of cinema, of course.
I really like this movie. It was very fun to me.
Okay, I got you. Want to touch on it a little bit more, or you just want to keep it straight with that for now?
We'll get into it when we go on.
Perfect. How about you, Ant? How you feeling, big dog?
I thought it was pretty solid, but can't complain. It was pretty good for an individual producer for sure.
No, I got you. How about you, Cuzzo?
I guess for me, I feel like you see like the care behind the film, and that's something I really appreciate. Like, all the actors and like the effects and everything were pretty good. I enjoyed it.
And last but not least, since this was a game-based movie, of course we got to talk to the Duke of Gaming himself. Yo, Lo, like how are you feeling about the movie? Especially because like you were definitely one that was like telling me to keep the radar on about this movie and us checking it out.
I thought it was great. I think it was a probably one of the better game adaptation movies we've had in the past few years. But not, that doesn't really say much. It was a good movie whether or not it was based on a game. But yeah, I mean, we can get into more of that.
No, truthfully. And as last for me, just before we get into it, honestly, for me, especially because I never like saw the gameplay itself. I know that actually round of voices, because I can't see y'all hands. Like who has actually seen like the gameplay of like Iron Lung? Like who's like at least watched it? Like,
I'm raising my voice.
Perfect.
Yes, same here.
After the movie, yes.
Okay, word. Okay. We got a good 3 going on. But yeah, so honestly, like getting to watch this, because honestly, I do like game adaptation movies. Yes, they can leave a little bit to be disappointed about, but at the same time, it's just fun to just like sit down and just see like the taking like one concept of art and then making it into something new and then getting it from there and seeing like a different kind of directive. So honestly, like I had a lot of fun just watching it myself. First and foremost, I want to talk about with all of you first is just like how do we feel about like the concept itself, especially for the people that have seen the gameplay, like and how like it differentiated from like the story itself from the game and from the movie. Like how do we feel about it? Like Machi, I want to hear it from her first. Like how did you feel about like the overall story?
I thought it was really interesting. So obviously because I haven't played the game, and this is the first really kind of appearance of me seeing what like this is all about. I was really interested in this kind of world because obviously it's very new to me. So it's really interesting to see how it went and how he interacted with the things that even with the limited resources he had. And that was really cool for me to see.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. What about you, Ant? How we feeling?
Honestly, I didn't know anything about it from before the movie at all.
Same.
Like it was first introduction was when you said, "Let's go watch this movie," and I was like, "What is that?"
Woo! That is true. That's true. But how did you? So like with the just like going in like fresh eyes, like did you feel like you enjoyed the story? Did you feel like it was kind of like like?
I thought it was a good story, which I would have loved to see the lore behind it, but I understand that there is no lore behind it.
Yeah.
Because it was like a really small game. But like I wouldn't be upset if they ended up working with the author again to go make some lore. Just saying, you know.
Okay, I got you. All right, Cuzzo, I'm gonna bring it on to you.
I feel like at least the movie does try to stay faithful to the game as like possible, you know? Like it tries to like make the movie experience like you're playing the game, and like try to expand on it what you can with like a the cinematic thing, the cinematic medium, I should say.
Okay.
And I feel like it does a pretty good job with that, honestly.
Lolo.
What was the question?
The question was, my dear friend, it was just like literally, how did you feel about the story? Like literally, just how did you feel about the story?
Oh, about the story?
Yeah, like seriously, like compared to like the gameplay, like the differences between. That was literally what the question was.
I think the story. What do I think about the story? Well, that's a very good question. Man, I love having the power to edit my own thinking out.
Nice, leave that in.
Yeah, it's more real. It's more real.
Dang it! Now it's funny. I have to leave it in. The story-wise, it was good. I don't remember how much the game went into lore. I know lore existed for the game. When the game first came out, it just dropped as a random horror game, and then I remember an update coming out like a year later or a couple years later that actually had lore and some notes and things put into it. I don't remember exactly how close that information translated to the movie. I would assume, since he worked with the guy to I forget his name, but he works with the creator of the game to make the movie, I would assume that they kind of expanded on it a little bit, but he stayed true to form. And I think it was good. I think it's hard for an indie game, especially an indie horror game, which is usually pretty wild and crazy when it gets to lore. It's hard for that to translate to a cinematic medium sometimes, but I think he found a way to make it work with just how he shot the movie itself.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you, like that legitly is how I be feeling about it. I'm not even gonna cap. I would I'll say for my honestly interpretation of just like the story itself. I did have some problems like a little bit in the end, which I will get into later, with just like the negatives. But I will say that when I was like driving home after the movie, like my brother was like legit talking to me about like the overall gameplay in and of itself. and he was telling me that like legitly there was stuff that was added, and it kind of like when he was explaining to me like what was different from like the game to like the movie itself, like especially like the ending where like and I already told y'all before, spoilers, but in the ending the what was it, I'm gonna say like the server, I'm gonna say like the file that was in the older submarine, the older unit that he was able to send up with the life vest, that didn't really happen in the game. In the game, the guy just straight up dies, and like that's just it. So like actually like him becoming like this martyr, him becoming like this hero, even though he doesn't know the good that he does in the future, like that kind of helped a little bit, like to kind of see like instead of just like him straight up just dying, like there's a reason for his death. So like that kind of gave me a little bit more like positive to it, like it gave me a little bit more happiness to it, and also just like a little bit more like the add-ons with like basically like his backstory, like why he like what happened with the one station, I don't remember what the station was called, but yeah, I'm not even gonna think about it at the top of my head, but there was just like little nits and gritty things that kind of like that they just added in that kind of just like for me, especially if I watched the game first, which probably didn't have that much lore, even though with probably even with the update, like seeing that and then taking that and making it into something new, like definitely the story itself, I would say it was definitely well done, definitely well done in my opinion. Like it was definitely a good watch afterwards, especially after the talk I had. Next thing I want to just go into and ask y'all is definitely just like overall like the cinematography of it, especially like the camera work, definitely like the different angles as we can see, especially even like the different viewpoints we get, because that's something I really want to touch on for myself. That was like my biggest positive. But I just want to ask y'all like first and foremost, like Machi, like how did you feel about the cinematography, like different kind of camera angles, different kind of movements, different kinds of leading of perspectives?
So it's pretty tight, right, throughout most of it because we're mainly following one person, which is a good thing, right? I really like that part about it. The only negative I would have to say is really near the end, where, like, but also it's kind of a stylistic thing because he's also like disoriented in what's going on in the end, so it gets kind of hard to figure out what exactly is going on near the end. But overall, I really liked it. I thought it was really shot like really nice, like really it was cool, especially for what it's doing. So I like that part about it.
I got you, got you. What about you, Ant?
Can you repeat the question?
My fault. I'm talking too fast. The question legitimately is just how did y'all feel about the cinematography? Like, legitimately, like the camera angles.
Oh, I thought he did a great job for that. He
I got you.
It was definitely like a lot easier to get into the story just because of how much of like I just like I don't know how to explain it. I don't know, it didn't feel clunky, I guess.
Yeah, it was a
like
smooth.
it was easy to see everything that was going on.
Yeah. No, I got you. Smooth transitions. Like it was like easy to like understand, follow along. Thing like it didn't feel like boom there, boom there, boom there. It's like a smooth kind of panel. All right, I got you with that. How about you, Cuzzo?
Yes, I said like I feel like it conveyed like that's just being in like something like being in a small area and like with the level of stress he's dealing with, right? Because what's it called? Bro was like so like stressed in the movie, like, and I feel like every second he just got more like I don't know. You can feel the tension behind it and like in his voice and everything, and like honestly, I feel like as I said, like just the sense of like the size of the submarine, like it feels like it's closing in on him as I'm watching. At least for me, watching the movie, because like for me, I was in the theater by myself, so like there's like normally when you watch a movie like other people around you, you can like kind of like pick up on their emotions a little bit, like they're laughing like oh yeah, while you're laughing, it's like oh yeah, this part was funny, but when it's just you in the theater, and it's like it kind of like brings out the emotion in the movie just a little bit more. So maybe that affected my experience a little bit. I don't think it did. But I don't know. I feel like that sense of like just being the only one there. It's kind of like brought out for me. That's something I walked away with the movie with.
I got you, Cuzzo. And then Logan, I want to hit it right off to you.
I mean, going off that a bit too. Like, I mean, four of us were able to see the movie together. We saw the movie like a month ago, or like as soon as it came out, we basically went to see it.
Yeah.
So it's I think unless my remembering of the movie is different and there's something I totally blocked out and don't remember anymore from it that wasn't good, I think the cinematography was probably one of the best aspects of it. And I mean that's just because there's only so many ways you can keep a tiny little box interesting in a film for an hour and a half or 2 hours, whatever it was. Like there's only so many angles you can look from this angle up on the top to that angle to the speaker over here to what he's looking at to him typing on the computer, which is now a meme, I guess. Like there's only so many ways you could do that, and I think the cinematography mixed with really, I think, good writing kept that interesting. And every single time, like, the movie kind of had an up and down, and on that down was kind of like a dull, slower moment where you start to get bored. I felt like every single time that happened, something happened to take me right back into caring about the movie and wanting to watch more of it. And there was never actually a dull moment, thanks to how good I think the cinematography was. It was just, you were always seeing something new, even if what you were seeing was not new, even in the slightest, until, you know, later in the movie when things were definitely different.
Yeah, two things I want to hop on with both Dane and then also with like just like what you said, Logan, also is like, for me, just with the cinematography, I would say it was very imaginative and it was very creative. So it's like, if you take that from like the game's perspective, in the game you're just like, it's literally like, sometimes it's just, you basically like, you're outside seeing how the submarine is, and then afterwards you're just in the submarine. It's just like straight up, you're looking to your right, you're looking to your center, you're looking to your right, you're looking to your center. It's like not that much. He takes that and then adds on to it where like the submarine itself feels bigger than it actually is. And I think that was a great use of cinematography, especially like my favorite thing that they did with the cameras is when he's sitting down at the computer, you know, he's like typing away, doing that E key, he's doing his thing, and like it cuts to then it looks like it's like two of him are in there. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like he was sitting down, but then it like kind of pans back up, and he's not in his chair. He's at the side looking at the radiation scanner, and I was like, that's kind of crazy. It was like it kind of shows him kind of like moving throughout the iron lung as he's doing everything he needs to do. So it's like as also like when he started like hallucinating and stuff like that, and then we get to see like the very back of the iron lung. We see like that kind of like hallucinogenic creature like at the side of it. It makes it feel like you're in your own little world, your own little bubble, and it just gets grander and grander as it goes on. And then the one comment, because I know you didn't really like, I know what you, I kind of was trying to, if I mess up the terminology what you were saying, Logan, my bad. It's like but I do agree with you, like even if there were parts where like maybe it was like a low kind of thing, like maybe some people find it boring, it's like then like right in the midst of it, like the cinematography would bring you right back in. Like legitly, when every time he did like the radiation scanner, that grabbed my attention. One, because I was getting flashbang 24/7, but also because it just like got my focus back into it. I was like, okay, he's discovering something more, he's discovering something more, he's discovering something more. Like I'm like, okay, like I need to lock back in, I need to understand what is he doing here. And each time it just kept growing gradually and gradually, just as the space, like at that point to me it felt like the iron lung, anything could be in that submarine, even though it was a small tight little engineering like monstrosity. Like it still in itself was grander because of the cinematography, and that's like something like highly on a positive for me, highly on a positive.
Yeah, can I jump in and totally ruin your rhythm here?
What? Was there
like
something bad?
No, I'm gonna throw off the pattern and talk. You brought up the camera, the radiation camera. Oh my gosh, another aspect of the movie that was just great was the sound design. Like you said, the camera, and I was instantly taken back to the theater hearing that noise. And it played over and over and over and over and over again in the theater. But holy crap, the sound design is just so unique, and it just connected in my brain more than I thought it did. Whew, that was just another aspect that I think was great that you just reminded me of.
Yeah, no, for real. I mean, I don't think that really ruins like the thing. It just like they like the add-on. It's just like the sound design, which honestly we can get into. Like, how did y'all feel like especially like the sound effects and just like the overall like sound, the sound aesthetic of it? Like Machi, my boy.
It's exactly what Logan said, because I was feeling the same way when the second you said when he hit the radiation camera, because he does that a lot, mainly to get a bearing on where he is, or even just when he's like trying to look at something and this is the only source of light can really manifest in the space. Which when he started doing that, I was like, that's really smart that he started doing stuff like that. But overall, I thought the sound design was great. I felt, especially when he's getting thrown around in, because like when he's going up and down, they're bringing up and down, and it's super violent, and he's just smashing crossbows. I'm like, that's really good. I like that part, especially when it's going about traversing through the blood, and just even the sound of that. It really kept the atmosphere consistent, which is what I really like.
Got you. How about you, Ant?
I enjoyed the sound,
100%. It's always a good day when Anthony's happy. It's always a good day when Anthony's happy. It's always a good day. It's always a good day. W sound. W sounds in the chat. I want like a big W in the edit. Just W sound, bro.
Bro, you bossing your editor around. My
I'm not
God.
bossing him around.
I will not remember to do that.
I honestly I would be surprised. But no, I got you. What about you, Cuzzo?
Yeah, I'd say honestly, his sound design is low key being like underrated. Is that what I want to use?
Actually, I have something to add.
Word.
My buddies that went to go see the movie said that the sound was really low when they watched it for some reason.
Yeah, that's a
like when
shame,
we watched
bro.
it, I thought it was good,
Yeah.
but they said they could barely understand what they were saying. So maybe there's an argument for it wasn't crispy.
That could have been the theater too, though. That could have been a
Yeah. I
theater
think
issue.
one of them was the theater, but the other one, I'm not. As
Oh,
sure
two separate watch parties
Two
said
separate,
this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
okay.
Interesting.
But one of them, I'm pretty sure was more the theater's fault.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Fair on that.
Well, then, go back to my point. I was like, yeah, sound mixing. I feel like in movies, at least modern movies, it just isn't as crisp. You know what I mean? Like, it's in general. This is a complaint I have for some movies. Like, this movie was good. The movie that they went into was like really good, but like, just like how important sound is a movie. Like, we can like hear the people talking. Like, it's for some movies just isn't that good lately. Hopefully, they can like fix that. It's like there's so many like good. What's the point of having good dialogue if it's like muffled out by like everything and behind it? The music's too loud, everything. Like, just maybe tone down the music a little bit.
I got you.
I couldn't disagree more. The soundtrack itself, oh my gosh, soundtrack. Andrew Hulshult can have my children. Just I'm
sorry. I've never expected you to ever say that in my life. But no, wait, so Dan, you said that you could probably rather it like be kind of like on the side. Is that like what you're saying? I just want to make sure I understand like your point real quick.
My point is saying is like I know because Andy friends is saying like how the vocals are a little bit like muffled. I feel like that's just like mixing. You know what I mean? Like,
okay,
this movie's mixing just like needs to like up the vocals a little bit more, turn the music a little bit. Just like I feel like more emotional moments would like hit with like better vocals, but maybe that's just like how Hollywood's going nowadays. Where it's like, oh, look how cool the soundtrack and everything is, like instead of having like the movie like just be grounded in like good dialogue and everything.
All right,
I agree.
Okay. So instead of a disagree, now it's agree. I got you.
I was only saying I was just disagreeing about that in general because I was just being funny because Andrew Hulshult just, oh my gosh, that dude. I could just feel the Doom guy just rage. It wasn't even a ragey movie. Sorry, your turn.
No, I was surprised you were gonna bring. I was surprised you didn't mention it when you talked about the sound, because I was really gonna talk about it. You told me, because you know me, bro. You know me. I do love a little bit of death metal. I do love that just like legit rage kind of situation. So like going into it, like I didn't really feel like a rage with like the movie. It felt more of like, this is a dire situation. Like, wrong move, we are going to die. And I love that. That literally felt the entire way through, especially because there were like low points to it where like it was kind of quiet, and then like when things were really happening, it was like going, and I was like, dog, this is wild. Like this, I probably cut out heavy like there, but like it's That's legit how it felt. Like it just shook you. It just shook you awake, bro. It's like get up, or you're going to die. Like it literally felt like that, especially with the soundtrack. And like that just kind of just brought me in. It's like this entire movie, hands down, it keeps you focused. And I feel like that's a lot of times like what movies kind of miss with, and that's why like sometimes they don't really get as much ratings as they hope for, is because I feel like sometimes they're just doing the same kind of like jargon over and over again, so people just already can predict it. But with like movies like this, or movies that are like indie, or even movies that are like not as much funded, so they really work hard on just like the art or the sound design or everything into it, like that brings people more in, because they actually understand what people are looking for and what keeps their attention. Especially with this movie kept my attention a lot with both cinematography and sound design, and like that's the biggest thing of it. And what's the dude's name again from the Doom guy, Andrew something?
Andrew Holschultz. He's not the only person
I
who
know, he's
worked
not
on
the
the
only
Doom
Doom guy.
soundtrack, but he worked
Yeah.
on some of the recent stuff, and it really shows. It really shows through the soundtrack through Iron Lung. It's so good.
One thing in particular, the next thing I just want to ask y'all is definitely like just overall, hands down, before we get into like the negatives. Of course, first I want to go positives. Like just number one positive on y'all list, hands down, like the biggest thing y'all want to make sure that before we leave here, y'all want to just mention about this movie. Machi.
Biggest positive?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to say the acting.
Okay, really? All right.
Yeah, I was really surprised I came into this movie. You know, I like Markiplier. I've seen all the rest of his like work, especially on YouTube, right? And I watch him sometimes. And I was really surprised at how well he was acting throughout this movie, and how like really serious he was taking it, and how really just good throughout it was. It never felt like he was like phoning something in, or he wasn't really trying or giving his best throughout this movie. It felt like he gave his best, and I really liked his performance. It was really good.
All right, wonderful. How about you, Ant?
I don't want to say the same thing that he just said.
Dude, it's fine, man.
Oh.
If it's your positive, it's your positive. That's all I need to hear from you.
I think there was a very nice amount of blood, you know? Nah.
We're in the Red Sea.
I like the visuals, I think. The camera I'm gonna go with.
Absolutely. All right, I got you. Cuzzo, my cuz. What we thinking?
Yeah, because let's see. I'd say I think the set design and props were very, very well done. You know, it helps us keep you in the story. Because that's the thing, a good prop design like makes a movie. That's why I feel like, side note, like Iron Man, I like the original Iron Man is so nice because that suit is just so iconic.
Mm-hmm. Was there like in it? Oh, sorry, cuz. Sorry.
You're good.
I was just gonna ask you, like, what was there like one prop in particular that really like caught your attention that you would say like they did really well on, or like just say like little concept in the movie?
Plus, it's something in itself. Cause like, I'm gonna be honest, when I go see a movie, first thing I remember is the vehicles from the movie. Like, you know, like that's all that I think about. Like that's why I could watch The Force Awakens and just be chill with it. Cause oh yeah, the Millennium Falcon had a cool scene.
Okay,
and that's all that's all I watched from the movie. All I remember from the movie. I'm gonna be honest. But yeah, just like let's be the summary design. Just like because you're in the summary for the most of the movie, and like just like making that environment like just pop out was just really cool. I always thought like how they do it and everything. I wish I could see a behind the scene video to see how they made everything like come to life.
You probably can.
Yeah, probably. I feel like.
I'd be surprised if Mark didn't make one.
Yeah, I should go look it up. Honestly.
We're dead. How about you, Lo?
I really, if I had to pinpoint one thing that was the best thing about the movie, all of the things that we've already said have been great, but I'm gonna take the corny route and say the best part about the movie is just the fact that indie movies have a chance. like more than anything, what this showed is that you can be an indie person and make something that, you know, is able to compete with some major Hollywood film. And I know there's a billion other like elements that go into that with his already almost 40 million subscriber following. I think he's at like 38 or something right now. But that was one of the main things that hooked me for the movie from the beginning too, because when it was first announced like 3 or 4 years ago at this point, I wasn't excited because of the game. I was more excited because of him, but I was the most excited just because it was so cool that somebody was just like, you know what, I woke up today and I decide I'm gonna make a movie. I'm gonna fund it all by myself. I'm gonna write it all by myself, and I'm gonna just show the world that I'm cool. And just the fact that he did that, like, that was the main reason all this time that I've had my eye on it and would bring it up to you, E-Man, just because it feels good, especially being, you know, trying to be in a creative space or creative environment just in my own life. Seeing somebody be creative and do something completely out of the norm and it work just felt really good. So that's my corny answer. My real answer is
I want to call that corny, by the way. I'm not even gonna cap with you. If it's your real answer, it's your real answer. But keep on going.
I genuinely think I don't think I can pick out a bad piece of the movie. I mean, it's like there are ups and downs, as I was saying earlier, just throughout it, where, I mean, if you sit down long enough in a theater, any movie's gonna have an up and down where you start to lose interest at some point. But the good movies are the ones that can pull you back in, and that is just exactly what it did. And that stood out to me the whole time I was sitting there watching. It was like looking for times just in my own like feelings for the movie when it kind of got dry, and every single time I started to lose interest, it smacked me in the face and told me to wake up because I was being crazy and it was the ride was not over. Holy crap, that movie felt like it was a 3-hour movie with how much was going on.
No, for real. Honestly, as for me, I would say just like the biggest thing that was my biggest positive. I do want to hop on legit thing, especially just in that creative concept for the indie thing. I do believe like your entire like speech and just like how you felt about it. I think that is truly something that needs to be said. Especially because like how I've been feeling about like stuff with like Glitch, for instance, like that and their corporation, like how they've been doing stuff with just like giving people who want to make like different kinds of animated series and giving them creative control and just doing stuff like that. Like all this like indie, all like big indie productions, like even on the movie me and Lamonchi went to go see called Good Boy. That was another like kind of indie movie, and that was really good. It was really well done. It was a interesting concept. They funded it themselves. Like it's just like movies like that really just make me just glad to be somebody that just is obsessed with movies. It's glad I would rather see that than just some basic like run of the mill or over thought out, overplayed, or just like honestly, if I'm being honest with you, like from like the bottom of the bargain meme, just like refreshed again and rebooted again and again, nonsense. I don't need that. I want something that's new, and like legitly, this was something that I just really enjoyed watching. But to go to my main biggest positive for me, I would definitely say it was the usage of the characters that we cannot see but could only hear. I think that that's something that's big in games when you have that kind of like narrator, or you have that kind of like outside voice, or just like that outside kind of character that maybe the player character can't see, but they have to deal with them, and they become not only maybe a voice of discourse, maybe a voice of reason, maybe a guide. It doesn't matter. Like Link with the one spirit, the one little wisp, or you got the freaking heart from Deltarune, like stuff like that. It's like that one little like character that's like a part of your journey that like you can't like you it's like you can't really do anything about. The speaker element legitly was my biggest positive. I think that at some point, like the Mark's character, like absolutely when at the start of it, hated having to deal with it. Hated having to get hated having to like explain what who's looking at. Hated having to like deal with the whole like insurgence of like you deserve to be here. This is like your way to get out of being free. Constantly trying to tell them like, yo, like when I'm done this, I'm gonna be free, right? And them not answering and getting that frustration. I get that, but then at some point later down in the movie, they became his only like honestly lifeline to sanity. Like he was like legitimately, I need somebody to keep talking to me. Like I am stuck here, I am alone, I am famished, I am tired, I'm distraught. I need somebody to keep me in focus. And like legitimately at times it became his comfort. And I like that distinction. Like legitimately they did a good job of using that element, using the speaker, even to the point where he broke it. And he like was hearing things, and that's like kind of showed off that like he started like hallucinating, and he was getting basically psychologically like manipulated by the monster in the movie. Like it was a good element. I think I think like especially when you use a kind of like element where like you hear something, or you hear something far away, or you're like it's just something that's like out of your peripheral, that kind of like God voice or whatever it is. Like it just like how you use that is interesting to me, and I think they did a good job with it. Absolutely, because I feel like in the games, like it's just like to kind of explain how the game works, explain like a little bit of the backstory, not anything big, but like they literally gave life to that speaker, and I thought that was just top tier. If that's like really what I'll say about it. Hopefully I didn't cut out. Um, but lastly, I just want to ask y'all is just like legitly any negatives. Like literally, I'm just gonna end it off with just anything y'all felt about like y'all kind of wish they did more of. I wish they didn't really do like anything about that. Like Machi.
Not really negative. I already said a bit of it earlier,
Yeah.
but like genuinely, it was near the end where it's like kind of hard to tell what's going on. Some of the shots, that was like my only like right. Everything else was fine for me though.
Okay, I got you. How about you, Ant? Did I cut out? Oh.
You know, I think first of all, my negative would be that my friend named E-Man made me late for this movie, and like that really ruined my time.
We weren't late. We weren't late for that movie. It was a different kind of movie. It was
I
an
believe
indie
it
movie.
honestly.
It was a different kind of movie. It was an indie movie, so the 25-minute previews did not happen. That was not on
My
me.
friend E-Man made me late for this movie, and it really
We were literally on
fucked with
time
my
for it, too.
experience, man.
Dog,
You
we
know,
missed
all right, but actually, I
No.
would have liked more lore. Like I said, I need the lore.
Wonderful. All right, Dane.
But wait, hold up. I feel like on the lower part, there's only so much you can do with the premise, no, right?
I
'Cause
mean, like his backstory, you get to see his backstory. Obviously, he's dead at the end of the movie, so he
Yeah.
can't keep going. But like they didn't explain like the vision he saw when he was covered in blood, like on the surface of the ocean. Like I don't, and then you could make a whole nother movie with the backstory that they gave us.
Yeah.
You could make anything with all of that, bro.
Interesting. What do you think they pull a Cyberpunk Edge on? Is spoilers ahead where they go with actually not really spoilers, but they just go with a different cast while being like in the same world. What do you think?
Like I guess it would be a different cast. I mean, it would be the kid version of him and a bunch of random people we've never met before.
Yeah.
Or like how he gets to be on the submarine and everything like that.
Yeah.
Got you. But since you got up, Dane, so what are you feeling? What were your next?
My negative. I don't know. I guess maybe if I would have stretched it, maybe the slow parts. But like, I don't really have any true negatives. I feel like I got the most authentic experience of being it, like actually something by myself because I'm watching it in the theater, like by myself. So I feel like it felt like it just added to the. I guess I don't know. I am normally like a little bit squeamish with like blood movies, but like, it wasn't too bad for me this one. I'm gonna be honest.
All right. How about you, Lo? Or is it just positives all around?
My biggest negative is that Dane couldn't watch it with us when we went on opening night. He had to go when it was sad.
Yeah. And he was trapped in the snow too. That was wild.
Oh.
Yeah, because remember he went around the time when like we had that big snowstorm, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We might need to. I don't want to, because for most of the overall, like just to get this guy, you know, obviously using nice words here, but nah, the whoever decided to just let the snow melt in Virginia when it's freezing all week might need to be checked and put no salts on the roads. Yeah, buddy, just say you just don't want to deal with the snow. Honestly, it was just bad. Luckily, he had a better car to deal with it, you know. But I foiled driving with that Jace, but it doesn't matter whenever it was covered in the ice and it's like all downhill and uphill. Like, it's not if you four-wheel drive. Traction doesn't exist. You can't have traction. Oh, I'm gonna find him.
You go find ending it with "I'm gonna find you." Is wild,
Sentence him
bro.
to the iron lung.
No, for real, bro. Shoot. All right, but for me, honestly, I would say like my biggest negative, because I was kind of annoyed a little bit like closer to the end of the film, because it did which is why like legit after I talked to my brother and like he kind of explaining like the ending in the game is just he straight up dies, there's no kind of like martyr element to it. That kind of made me realize that okay, yeah, this ending legit works, because I'm the type of person that, especially when it has to do it, because I don't mind suffering characters. Honestly, I'd rather a character that loses and grows rather than a character that always wins, hands down. But the problem with like the reason why I have a problem sometimes, like when they're losing, like I want there to be kind of like an equilibrium, a kind of justice to it. But it just felt like he was constantly getting worse, and there was no like upside to him. And then like when you're hearing Ava battering on like it's not about you, it's about the mission, it's about the purpose. Like y'all, this is y'all mission. I'm just here so I can get out of my jail time sentence, like legitly. And they kept asking them over and over again, like, yo, after I'm done, I'm free. After I'm done, I'm free. When he finally found something that was useful to them, they were like, yeah, after you're done, you're free. And he still didn't get to be free. And that kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. But like understanding that like one, the game itself ends with him just straight up getting like straight up bodied by and drowned in blood, rather than him becoming a martyr. And then like we don't know if like legitly the stuff on the server ends up helping them create better iron lungs or helping them get like the information they need to like maybe grow new trees or do this or do that in like the
I'll be so honest.
moon
I
base.
think he died for nothing. I don't think that black box is doing shit for them. But
Honestly, it
keep
did
going.
feel like that. It did feel like that. No, I agree with you, bro. It did feel like that too. Like that's what kind of frustrated. But like I will say that like just it even with that, hey man, it didn't seem when we were going into this that it was going to be a happy end at all. So like hands down, like either way, okay, I'm fine. But that was like my biggest kind of like just pet peeve with it, as like how I feel when it comes to like characters, man. I want them to at least have some form of like an upside. Like maybe if they're like a really terrible character, then hey man, whatever, let them suffer. But like if it's like a character that like hands down like because even I'll agree with Anthony. I wish that we got more of his backstory when he was younger. I wish we got more of that, and like honestly I explained like what actually happened in that situation. Maybe they do in the games, maybe they don't, I don't know, I'll have to look it up. But it goes to a time where like you kind of start realizing from like the elements they put in the movie that like it wasn't really his fault why the thing went bad, because he was a young kid and he was like literally just shows like him surrounded by soldiers and he's like he has his hands up and he's like, yo, I didn't do this, like kind of thing. Like it seems like a person that's like literally suffering and doesn't really deserve all the suffering he's getting. Like to be fair, probably when he was in prison, that's how he got like the name Butcher, but like because he had to do what he had to do to survive. But like it just, I feel like the level of suffering he got was not fully deserved. Maybe if I actually got to know the character more and then see how he was, maybe then I could be more fine with it. But I didn't feel like a justice towards it. You know what I mean? It just didn't feel like that. That's like my only negative with it. Only negative. Like wish that it had a more of like an equal kind of like he got some good kind of process at the end than just being a martyr. But yeah.
Yeah.
But
May I intrude here?
yeah. Yes, you can interject.
I'm gonna say something a little a little adjacent to that. That it's very much a movie about fear. Like the entire time, his whole thing, whatever's wrong with his life, which apparently is a lot because he was blamed for something that he didn't mean to do as a kid, with whatever that lore was, to him being sentenced to prison, to his prison sentence being lifted if he can complete the mission on the Iron Lung, and then that mission gets worse and worse and worse. The whole time, I think it's, and this could be a stretch, but I feel like we're supposed to understand that his character what was his character's name? I don't even remember.
Oh,
Simon. Like Simon is just supposed to resemble fear, I think, in everything that he does. And even in the beginning of the movie, he's a little annoying with how much he's like, no, I'm not gonna do it, no, I don't care, no, 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 no. But as you go through the movie and he does more and more things, I feel like the main theme of him being fear and embodying fear and working through just crippling fear and saying no, to learning to cope with the fear, to learning to fight back. And the whole time the other girl's in his ear saying, you have a mission now, there's a greater purpose, and him still being reluctant to help when it, very well could be the end of the world if he fails the mission. Like, it's him working through this emotion of just being horrified with the horrible situation he's in up until the end, and I'd like to come out a glass of blood half full and say that, maybe in that universe he does, the black box, maybe he does have whatever they need to remake the trees and whatever the deal is. But I don't know, that was another thing I was thinking about during the movie. And again, since it's been about a month since I've seen it, I've lost a few of the points that I wanted to make. But
My bad.
no, you're good. It's good. It's Virginia's fault. It's
Dang,
Virginia's
you got
fault.
snowed in, dog. You literally had cabin fever for like a legit month, dog. It's good.
Nah, I don't get cabin fever. I eat my vitamins.
Eat my vitamin cookies. All right, bro, but nah, it's But yeah. Wait, but Logan, I'm sorry, were you done?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, my fault. Cause I swear I thought I cut you off for a second.
No.
I was like, because you said the thing with Virginia, but I thought you were gonna go back to like what you
No.
were trying to say. All right, word, cool. Straight up, no.
Blame
Perfect,
Virginia.
perfect. Blame Virginia. Whoa, wait.
All of Virginia. Everyone there, including Dayton.
We're not sponsored to hate Virginia.
Oh, exactly. I don't know.
We're sponsored by the state of West Virginia, the better Virginia. So,
Yo,
Bro, West Virginia is probably like an afterthought of a state. More people know New Hampshire than West Virginia. I'm going to be honest, probably.
what happened to Old Hampshire?
don't worry about it.
Oh,
You mean just Hampshire?
wait, hold
I'm pretty
on.
sure just Hampshire.
Wait.
it's like York compared to New York or Jersey compared to New Jersey. Like,
I don't know. People just like being new.
Are we not going to touch on fandom?
Wait. If there's a West Virginia, but it's not East Virginia, why is there North Carolina and
It's
South
Virginia.
Carolina? Why can't one of them just be Carolina?
Because
I'm pretty sure they split up for an actual
Yeah.
reason.
yeah, Virginia split because I think that was in the Civil War or something. I don't remember.
So why
history
did
like that.
Virginia split? Were they just like, what, we
Virginia
don't want to
split
be
because
normal.
of that.
We want to be
One
the
of them
West
wanted to go
Virginia.
south, one wanted to go north, I think, and then they ended up
Yeah.
less than regular.
Well, that's besides the point of what we're supposed to be talking about right now.
It is completely off topic in every way.
We love all states. We love all states.
Except Virginia.
We are the United
No, stop
States
it.
that are, or something.
I swear supposed to be in the sea of blood right now. But
Anyways,
yeah, let's go.
Oh my
back to
goodness.
that.
All right. But that honestly, if there's anybody, I just want to leave that out.
I got some.
All right. Much.
No. No, I was gonna say, especially after watching the game, after watching this movie, I really like the way it was adapted. Specifically going into like obviously the script, but also how they divulge information in this movie, right? Because it's a really hard thing. You're switching mediums from a game that's like you're doing all the actions basically, you're reading the logs basically, doing the puzzles, like going through this place, figuring out, mapping yourself through this place to really figure out what's happened here, what's the lore back here. It doesn't just tell you what lore is, you have to find it and read it yourself. And I feel like the movie did a really good job of just putting us in Simon's perspective, right? And just showing him and how smart he was to figure these things out and really just, go along with this thing. Because that's a really hard thing to do, right? Especially like specifically, it was the it's the part, it's the whole X-ray part, right? So
Mhm.
we don't know. He's down there and he's taking pictures of things that might be suspicious, right? And he finds a skeleton, and it's all like takes a picture of it, right? And then when he comes back up, and he gets mad at them, and he hits them with the radiation gun because he didn't know it was a radiation gun, and they tell him that, and that should have immediately clicked in your mind. This is a radiation gun, which means that's not a skeleton he's taking a picture of,
That's what I was thinking too.
right?
That's
That's so
exactly what I
interesting.
thought.
That's so interesting that the way they just tell you that they don't state that out right, but they just like in the way I said it. But you don't
How
say
you
that's
think-
not a skeleton I'm taking a picture of. That's a moving, living being monster that
Wait,
I'm
what you
taking a
saying?
picture of, and they don't just tell you that. And it's stuff like that that go out throughout the movie, where that's the kind of information that they just let you know casually, and you if you don't pick it up, you won't find out.
What were you trying to say?
Oh right, I guess the monster could have meat on it. It wouldn't pick it up in the camera.
You wouldn't pick it up in the camera, right?
I like didn't think about that until right now.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah. And really smart. Because when you first see the life vest, he literally goes, "This is useless. This is useless. What am I doing with a life vest in a submarine, essentially? I'm not getting out of here." Which is so funny that it comes back around and just like helps him the most in what he ended up deciding to do in the end of the movie, which is really nice.
I got
And
you.
also, another point. How did you guys feel about the Eldritch kind of being?
Loved it. I just want to go first with that. Loved the here's the thing, right? First thing I want to go back because I want to mention something that hands down Logan's gonna agree with, because that's where the biggest part of the soundtrack went, especially for Andrew Holt. Crap, I'm so bad at names.
You can do
Logan
this.
Held.
You can do this.
And I only know
believe in you.
it starts with H. It's like Holtzer. It's like not Howitzer. It's like how
No.
it's Holt. It's what is
Give
it?
me
It's like
answer,
Holt.
Logan.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. I didn't. I know I got Andrew. But what's
Holschultz.
the last? Holschultz. Okay, sorry. I don't know why I said Howitzer. That's literally not the same at all. But the goat, one of the goats, man, one of the greats, man. When he's the music that's playing when he's going through that psychedelic monstrosity vision was insane. Like legitimately, I was at the edge of my seat. Like, yo, is this how we go out, bro? Is this how I'm going to die? Word. Okay. Go. Also because legitimately one of the creepy, okay, especially for people who have fears like the deep ocean, one fish in particular, well maybe it's not a fish, I don't know like what it would be
Anglerfish?
classified as. Yes, anglerfish. Oh, is that what it's called? Is that what it's called? The yeah,
The one with the
okay,
light.
anglerfish. Yeah, the one with the light. I've always thought that kind of fish was always so like an interesting. That's one of my like. It's terrifying to look at, but it's such an interesting thing because it makes the light makes fish like come to it and it attracts it. The same way that in the movie itself, it's attracting Simon. It's tracking Simon's like need for like a companionship, need for that not companionship, need for like that another voice, another person to like hear. He's listening. It's like listening to what Simon needs, right? And it's kind of like trying to form itself into what he's looking for to get him to be manipulated. And I'm like, did we get an understanding of why it was like following? Because it had a reason. Well, I mean, to be fair, close to the end.
Because it knows. Because the thing is, right? It's following him because it knows what he's down there for. It doesn't want him to have it.
Well,
And it seems to do this to all the ships that come down there. That's why the other one was broken and stuff.
yeah, okay, yeah, no, I can get what that. Well, it's because I thought originally what he was looking for, what they told him to look for, was just like any sign of life. I thought that's like hey, it's been a month, I might be wrong, but I thought, if I remember correctly, I thought that's initially what
No,
the first
not
thought process
specifically
was.
life. They were just looking for stuff down
Okay.
there. Any
Okay.
kind of a thing that they can get. So when they saw, oh, hey, there's bones down here, analyze that. Maybe we can do something with that we can use to help save your humanity and rebuild some stuff, essentially.
Okay, I got you. Well, Logan, I know you chimed in a little bit, but like, do you really want to like touch? Because you did kind of chime in just a little.
I mean, I basically said what I
I just didn't know
had
if
to
you
say.
want to touch
I
on
just
it more.
I'm not a big horror person. Like, I don't see many horror movies, but I like playing horror games. So
Yeah.
I didn't like. I wasn't used to Like, I thought it was just gonna be like some sort of suspenseful movie where he was in the blood ocean and there was a fish attacking him and that was what was going on. Like, that's just what I thought it was. But it being like cosmic eldritch horror, and this not being just some giant fish, but it's some giant fish that is tapped into his mind and is messing with him, and the blood is like congealing and becoming one with it, like all that. Like, I was not expecting that to be how the end of the movie went, but I mean, it wasn't bad at all. Like, I think that was good in a way. That's the direction that he went with it.
Yeah. I'm actually a real big fan of stuff like that. It's specifically the fear that you do not know how to comprehend. That's really interesting.
Yes, absolutely, dog.
The whole point of the monster is that it's stopping us from knowing more.
But as I said before, let us know in the comments what y'all thought about the movie. Go check out Edge of Sleep. And honestly, this has been another big, full-on connoisseur review. We'll be doing more of these. Look out for them.
Yeah.
All right, this has been all the connoisseurs. Peace.
Bye.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. All right.
Anthony, you have to say bye.
Yeah, I was waiting.
Bye, bitch.
Bye to everyone except Virginia.
Oh my God,
we're
Logan.
still on that.